When we talk about Toyota's luxury cars, we mostly think of Lexus and the Land Cruiser Prado. These are the top luxury cars from Toyota, and they're all amazing. Everyone always wants to be in one. However, it so happens that Toyota has another luxury car, the Century. And when you come to learn about it, it's pretty amazing. It's been around for some time, and they're now upgrading it to make it more modern. The new Toyota Century already looks promising, and the fact that it's an SUV makes it even more popular. So, what does the 2024 Toyota Century have to offer? Let's find out, shall we? Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll look at the 2024 Toyota Century and learn what makes it so great. But before we continue, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing updates on your favorite cars. And with that, let's learn what makes the 2024 Toyota Century so great. In case you never knew, which we're sure many of you don't, Toyota has had a super luxury sedan called the Century. Not only that, but the Century has been sold in Japan since 1967. For those who are just learning about it, imagine a car beyond the Lexus brand and a Japanese version of the Rolls-Royce. Some of the earlier versions even had a V12 engine. During this time, there have been only 3 generations of the stately 4-door, which has mostly been intended as a chauffeur-driven car. In addition, it also has its roots in traditional notions of Japanese luxury and Toyota's famously conservative approach to evolving vehicles. The first generation of the Century was sold in much of the same form until 1997, which was a 30-year run. After that, the second generation model lasted until 2017, which was about 2 decades. All of this should put into context how wildly deviant this newfangled SUV variant is to Toyota traditionalists. The first ever Century SUV, and only the 4th new Century in half a century, will not supplant the current sedan. However, it makes the traditional Century 4-door look even more like automotive wallpaper. This is even despite the two sharing the same boxy headlights, grille, and overall styling. As much as those elements combine in humdrum ways on the staid sedan, they collate here as something similar to Rolls-Royce's Cullinan SUV. Others can even imagine it as a generic knockoff for a Grand Theft Auto video game looking to avoid paying licensing fees. Just like the past Century models, the SUV is largely designed around its rear seat. This would explain why the vehicle has a ponderous bulbous back end. In addition, it has more bodywork aft of the rear wheels than seems necessary. You can note how the gently arching rooftop peaks not in the center of the SUV or over the front seat, but rather just above the rear passengers' heads. In addition, you can also note the differences in the luxuriousness of the front and rear seats. The back seat can be compared to that of the Gulfstream. On the other hand, even though the front seat area is nice, it's merely as nice as the Lexus. After all, it's where the help rides. One of the more shocking portions of Toyota's reveal of the new Century SUV was the topic of customization. Toyota has even said that buyers can expect the usual in this regard. They've said that buyers will still have many options for color, interior materials, seating configurations, and all the other things that can be customized. In addition, buyers will also have the chance to change up some core aspects of their Century. This includes swapping out the ultra-wide opening rear doors, which open up to 75 degrees, for minivan-like sliding rear doors. These new doors appear to leave a smaller egress opening than their traditional swinging alternatives. These sliding doors are not only novel, but also weirdly cool. In addition, Toyota will offer a more athletically styled GR version of the Century SUV, which will apply its Gazoo Racing sub-branding to the Chauffeur Mobile for the first time. Just like the sliding door thing, it's also best not to think too hard about this one, and instead just appreciate that the treatment's bigger wheels and blackout trim look kinda neat. However, it's pretty puzzling why anyone would want a sportier car to ride in when it comes to the Century. There's yet another head-scratcher with the Century. When Toyota was revealing the new Century, they showed off a 4-door convertible version. As much as it was all a way of demonstrating that anything goes customization possibilities, this was something else. The only Century convertible we've known belongs to the Emperor of Japan. We have already seen that anything can be customized for the new Century. But what about under the hood? What makes it move? So far, the powertrain information is limited to generalities. It will come with a transversely mounted 3.5-liter V6 engine, which will be paired with a plug-in hybrid system. In addition to that, it'll also come with all-wheel drive and rear-wheel steering options. The powertrain sounds more like the one you'd find in Lexus's all-new 3-row TX SUV. It also uses a similar setup that can produce up to 406 horsepower and up to 33 miles of EV-only driving range in its top form. The relationship between this Century and the TX may be limited to a dimensional and mechanical one. As much as the TX is being built in America, the Century SUV will be assembled at Toyota's Tahara plant in Japan. However, not everyone can own one, as only 30 will be built annually. This means that each one could be practically built from scratch, either using the TX's hard points or not. According to Toyota specs, the Century is also as huge as the 3-row TX, even though it only hosts 2 rows of seating for up to 4 adults. It'll measure a massive 204.9 inches long, 78.3 inches wide, and 71 inches tall. It has a surprisingly short wheelbase for these specs, coming with a wheelbase of 116.1 inches. This is even shorter than that of the mid-size 2024 Mercedes-Benz E-Class sedan, but the same as the TX. The rear passengers will sit more or less atop the rear axle, which is far back in the cabin. This is why there appears to be more space back there than in an S-Class limousine. Not only that, but even the interior of the new Century SUV is highly customizable to the customer's wants and desires. However, Toyota has not yet revealed the various material and upholstery options that customers can choose from. Regarding the tech inside, an extensive infotainment system runs Toyota's latest software, along with a 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster. And because this is a flagship chauffeur-driven luxury SUV, there's also an immaculately tuned surround sound system that will give you the best sound ever. However, Toyota never revealed the speaker count of this manufacturer, so we have yet to see about that. The fact that this is also a chauffeur-driven SUV means that it does not come with a 3rd row. Instead, the car exclusively seats 4 people and has a nice fixed center console where all the rear seat amenities can be controlled. Toyota took something from the Kulinan, which is separating the passenger compartment from the cargo area. Adding to the quietness and isolation of the vehicle, Toyota has added thick sound deadening as well as noise-reducing laminated glass. If you think that Toyota is missing out by not exporting the Century to global markets, think again. It's very unlikely that, outside of Japan, the Century SUV's exacting form of luxury and focus on chauffeur travel, no matter how much heritage is wrapped up in it, would convince buyers to spend the equivalent of 25 million yen just to get one. This is about $170,000 at the current exchange rates. And when you compare it to other exotic SUVs like the Bentley Bentayga and the Mercedes-Benz G-Class, as much as the American market loves SUVs, especially the luxury kind, they will not see this one. We've already seen that they are even being produced in small numbers, which means something. However, we can all agree that this car is worth owning if you can afford it. What do you think of the 2024 Toyota Century? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, before you go, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing updates on your favorite cars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.